Hey guys, in this video, I'm gonna be talking to you about hiking in Colorado during the winter. There are a lot of pros to hiking in the winter, but there's a bunch of things just to be aware of, some mistakes. So maybe you're just moving to the area or you're not too familiar with hikes. I'm not talking like extreme hikes. I'm talking about like that weekend warrior that's, hey, I wanna go like do a hike, a few hours up in the mountains, but I don't wanna die. Well, this video is for you. So if you're looking for a video like that, you found a good one. Right, T? Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I am Sean Murphy and this is my business partner,
Sydney Congdon.
And today we are talking all about just taking a hike. We love when people tell us to take a hike because hiking's fun, right?
It's the best.
And so today we're gonna hit Maxwell Falls up in Evergreen, but we're gonna tell you a little bit about what to do to prepare to ensure that you have a fun time, a safe time, and you get home alive, which those I think are the 3 keys to a successful trail hiking thing. The first thing to do, I always say, is check the trail conditions. I love the All Trails app. Are you familiar?
I am.
I like the All Trails app because you could look at the reviews from people that just recently went on the trail conditions, which is important in the winter because I want to know how much snow is out there in like March too. It's like March, sometimes it's like transitioning from like heavy snow, or it could be a muddy trail, and having the proper shoe game is super important, which we're going to get into. But I love the All Trails app. Check out who's been there recently and what their experience was like. Also, you're going to be able to see like length of trip, how long it typically took people, and all that.
As well as if people rate it easy level, medium level, or accelerated level.
Experience? What would it be? Expert yeah.
Level.
While we're talking about the length of the trip that you're going to be taking, plan for the sun to be heading down sooner than it will in the summer. 4:30 sometimes in the mountains, especially if you're on the north side of the mountain. It's going to be setting over the hills sooner, so it will get dark faster. And I think it's even more important in the winter to get the hell off the trail before the sun goes down, because it's harder to see your footing. It could be icy, slippery. So check the weather forecast, check the All Trails app, and just know what you're about to experience when you get up there. If you're taking a cool pup out like we are today, we got 3 doggos rolling with us. All doggos are not created equally, and so if you have a really like short-haired doggo, you might want to put a little jacket on them so they stay warm, and also know that those streams will be frozen, so just prepare extra water for your pup along the way. Cool. I think we've talked enough about prep. I think we should hit the trailhead. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, let's do it. Layer game. Layer game is super important. Like this, I've been shedding layers since I've been on this hike, and I'm grateful for everyone because they all had their time and place. 3 things that are going to mainly affect your layer game. What you need is the weather, of course, your exposure, and activity level. So those 3 things. If you're starting off like I did, super flat earlier in the day, there's not much sun out, I was cold, I definitely need this mittens, I was freezing my butt off. And then once I started to climb, the day started to progress. Now the sun is out and I've been climbing for a minute. I got all these other layers that I can shed. So talking about layer games, probably the most important is your shoe game and sock game. I like the nice warm pair of socks, a pair of boots that have some type of Gore-Tex or water resistance, because as you're hiking through this snow, you don't want wet feet. That's a no-go. Base layer, I like something that's wicking, keeping the moisture away from you, not like a cotton where if you sweat, you're gonna stay cold. And then I'll typically just throw on a t-shirt or a jacket. And today wasn't too bad. Today's actually a pretty nice day, but I usually hesitate towards a big, you don't hike in a parka so much, because unless you know the weather is going to be really bad, really cold, really windy, because it gets hot and you're gonna probably at some point maybe want to shed that layer to your second layer, like this one that I have here. And you could tie it around your waist, but if it's too big and bulky, it's gonna be a nuisance. But that top layer, that shell layer that you do have, I recommend that it be something that's like a wind resistant and water resistant if possible. Then I got my gloves that I just snapped to my arms here, so if I'm not using them. And lastly, my Prana zip offs with they got a little thing. I could just do this. I don't need to have a belt, but I got cargo pockets, and if I got too hot, I could take off this layer and turn them into shorts. First time rocking my spikes. See how we do. Simple as that. Oh yeah. Pop, 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 pop. My favorite investment is these shoe spikes. The shoe spikes, they changed the game. Even if it's not too icy, just little parts like this. I just came down a hill. I'm about to go up a little part, but I could see it's already icy up there. So a slight grade change difference and a little bit of ice, it's not a good time. But if you got these bad boys, easy rolling. Alina rocking the spikes in her shoes. How's that going?
It's perfect, actually.
First time with spike shoes. Big fan?
Huge fan.
Huge fan.
Highly recommend.
5'4", but huge fan. Bursting. Another thing that's super important when you're out here hiking in the winter, these shades, I can't even open my eyes because it's worse in the winter actually. Summer, the sun's in your face, what do? You look down. Now, the sun's in your face, you look down, it's just bouncing right back up off the snow in your face. So sunscreen, a must. Sunglasses, even more so a must. Especially if you have these, you know, gorgeous baby blues like Mr. Murphy does. I don't know, that's just what your mom tells me. That's pretty neat. Little forest fire up here. This is an aspen tree. You can tell it's an aspen tree because of the way it is. A fun fact about aspen trees is it's actually not one tree. They're actually connected through their roots. So these guys are all probably in the same family, connected to each other. So that's why you typically see them in bunches like that. Fun fact. Down there's a little like waterway that's always a good spot for the dogs to grab a quick drink, but not today. So always bring extra water on the hike and one of these little cute little dog bowls. Show them my dog bowl. One of these little sweet Tupperware guys. I got pink not because Dee's a girl, but because it's easy to find when you're camping. That's actually where I started. I don't know if you can see. I let Dee off the leash during like steep sections. Dee, come here. Hey, hey. But then he's like, no, I don't want to go back on. He used to be great. He was awesome. Like I could trust him off leash. He would stay right by my side. All right, so we're getting out close to the top now. And one of the things I like to say about the snow versus the summer, the snow is kind of nice because you could always see the trail. You see like a lot of the snow is gone here and the trail is hard to see. Partly because I stopped when I felt like I was off a little bit and I went and I checked the All Trails app and it looks like I passed it up like 10 yards ago. So what'd I do wrong here? D'Artagnan has already figured it out. Okay, so yep, I see. Up we go. Good job, Dee. So, oh man, we're getting up here, starting to face the east side. So this gets more sunshine. So you could see how like in the shadows, it's icy, it's a little bit chilly. I don't know a ton about mountain lions, but when I look at an area like this, I'm like, this is a good mountain lion spot, you know? Just coming up here, chilling on the rocks in the morning. But that's just me in my head. That's silly, right? That's silly to think. So this view is so good. So I just showed you Evergreen North that I could see over here, but then you have Evergreen South. So you can see right there by where that pattern is on the white, that's Evergreen Lake. So the south side is the lake house. The north end of it, the far end, is gonna take you into downtown area. Big benefit of hiking during the winter, it's just less crowded, baby. Those hikes that are within a mile of the city of Denver in the summer, they can get pretty crowded. And I don't know, it's fine. People are fine. You guys are okay for sure. People that subscribe to this channel. If you're not a subscriber, you should probably subscribe and then hit that bell so you're notified each time we put up a new video. And part of your preparedness is gonna be what happens at the end of the hike. Because maybe like today, you had a great hike and everything was fine. Your feet are dry, you're not cold, you didn't get wet or anything like that. But that's cool. But some days you could get wet, your feet could get wet, and you could be cold, and you don't want to be miserable on the way home. So I always recommend a nice bag of warm clothing, dry clothing for when you get back. And then also, these are huge out in Colorado. If you're hiking or camping or anything like that, getting one of these big like 5-gallon jugs, it's very, very helpful. Get some water. So when you're hiking, you're out there for a bit, these are fantastic. Just keep it in your basement or something like that. Don't keep it in your car because it's gonna freeze over in the winter months. And so that's a wrap on our hiking tips video for the winter. I hope you feel a little bit more confident and comfortable that if anyone tells you, go take a hike, you can safely and make it fun. So now go do great things. We'll see you guys out there next time. Also remember, quick plug, if you are thinking about moving out here, not the typical video that we make, but go check out our channel. We have all kinds of videos on like neighborhood tours, pros and cons, tips and tricks. And so we will see you out there. See ya.